More than one story of Saint Valentine exists, but my favorite is of a Roman priest named Valentinus. Valentinus was a priest of Rome in the important town of Umbria in central Italy. While under house arrest of Judge Asterius, Valentinus spoke to the judge of the validity of faith and Christianity in a time when Christians were hunted and put to death. The judge told Valentinus that if he succeeded in restoring his daughter's sight, Asterius would do whatever he asked. Valentinus laid his hands over her eyes, and the child's vision was restored. Valentinus was later sent to the prefect of Rome, to the Empress Claudia Gothicus, to account for his Christian blasphemy. Claudius commanded that Valentinus either renounce his faith or he would be beaten with clubs and beheaded. Valentinus was so executed outside the Flaminian Gate, February 14th, 269. An embellishment to this account states that before his execution, St. Valentine wrote a note to Asterius' daughter, the one whom he had given sight to, and he signed it "From your Valentine," which is said to have inspired today's romantic missives. This is what I take from Valentine's Day. Love heals and takes away and heals again. Who of us has not been brought to our knees by love, lost our heads, so to speak, over love, and then been restored to a greater sight? Welcome to this Sunday, where we set the table of this feast with love and sit together in honor of our dear Barbara Elder, who has loved us all through so many years, who has given us song and hope and expression until we could see what was right before us. One another, music, another reason to fill our lungs and express love with everything we have. Welcome to this service of love and honor. Welcome. And now Lydia has a little thing that she wants to ask of us all to do while Sue takes a screenshot. Go ahead, Lydia. You're muted, Lydia.
We thought it'd be fun if everyone wants to make the symbol of a heart, and then we would have a screenshot of this. I'm trying to videotape it myself, but I don't know. Anyway, Sue? So if everyone could, YouTube Butch, higher up. Oh,
keep it up there. I got 2 pages to do. All right, hang on, one more second. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
And
Happy
now,
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. And now please join Gary in lighting the chalice. Unmute yourselves, and I'll just remind you of what we say in case you don't have it with you or don't know it. With this flame, we renew our commitment to justice, peace, and compassion. Please follow along with Gary.
With this flame,
we renew our commitment to
justice and compassion.
And now we will stay unmuted and sing together our affirmation. For those of you who are new or joining us for the first time in a while this morning, this is the point in the service where we all sing together over Zoom. It is joyful and never quite right. So
Yeah.
the lyrics can be found in the order of service. That is our beautiful cacophony
that we have every Sunday, where we lift up all of our voices in all their difference and beauty. Thank you for being here today. It is the time in our service where we greet one another, but before we do, we ask if you are new today or returning after a long hiatus, if you would like to tell us or remind us of your name. We'd love to greet you in good UU Meeting House style. Of course, it's an invitation only. You could raise your hand on the screen or just unmute yourselves and pop in and speak. It'll be hard to find you. Please.
Hello, I'm Bob Lehmann.
Hello, Bob Lehmann. Good to
We
see
could
you.
never forget you, Bob.
Been a long time.
I still remember the joke of you lighting the chalice with a blowtorch. I'll never forget that.
There
Anyone?
was controversy at the time as to whether we should have a chalice or not.
That's all good. Go ahead.
We are
James.
Mark and Barbara White.
Okay.
Hello, Barbara White.
And
Nice
Mark.
to
Hi, Barb.
Nice to see you. Go ahead, James Bruce. Go for it.
Yes, it's Carol Elder, Barbara's sister, and her husband, Jim Bruce. And
Ah.
hi, Barbara. Hi, everyone. And
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Tyler, you gonna say something there, love?
Hi, it's nice to see everyone.
Welcome back, Tyler.
Nice to see you, love.
Hello, goodbye.
That is our one and only, John Rivera.
Hello to everyone.
John.
Miss you all.
Love you all.
Love you too.
Anyone else today who would like to say hello? Your voices are welcome here. All right, let's all unmute ourselves and take a moment to just say hello.
Hello.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Well,
Good morning.
Morning, Carl and Randy.
Hello.
good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Phaedra. Susan.
Morning, Nigel.
Hi, Elliot.
Hi, little Ken.
Hi, Ann Perkins.
Barbara.
Hi, Elliot.
hi, John.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Janet. Hi, Jim. Hi, Jim. Linda.
Hi, Judy.
Bob Lehman. Hi, Cinda.
Hi, Cinda.
Nancy Tobias. Hi.
Who's Bob Lehman?
Loretta and Bob.
Jack and Mary Beth. Hi.
Oh, Leah, it's Leah. Hi, Leah.
Hi.
Who's Leah?
Here.
Nice to see you.
Saw you Friday, Bob.
All right, my loves. I'm going to give it over to Nigel.
And it's time for our first hymn this morning. Brief note about all of the music today. All of the hymns and both of the choral anthems were written by our dear friend Barbara Elder. You can find the words attached to your order of service. And we will all stay on mute for the singing of the hymns. And I always encourage everybody to, even though we can't hear each other, imagine that you are all singing together and breathing together at the same space at the same time. That's the one thing about music; it synchronizes our internal rhythms and heartbeats and breath. We all breathe together at the end of phrases, even though we're all across the world and all across the country. This first hymn is Nantucket Bell Song. Music by Barbara Elder, words by Jennifer Brooks. And we'll be singing verses, let me double check, 1, 2, 1, 3, and 4.
Wow, that was beautiful. How uplifting. Thank you so much. What a joy to hear your voices. Oh, you fill my heart. We have now our dear Val Howell, who will be beginning with the 16th note, Blessing the Journey. It's all you, my dear Val.
Okay, Sue? I get to start things off, I guess because I'm the oldest and longest continuous choir member. Barbara started as a choir director in January of 1982 when she moved here to take a position at the Nantucket Community Music Center. She didn't know that leading the UU choir would be part of that cobbled together job, only learning this when she spoke to Susie Gerald on the phone. Our dear Susie was a co-founder of this NCMC, as well as serving as organist and music director of our own congregation until her retirement. Barbara followed in the footsteps of our first choir director, Ron Bredesen, who shared his time between us and St. Paul's, literally running between the two. Little did Barbara know when she took the job that she was inheriting both an opinionated and a party-loving choir. We love the early American anthems that Ron had taught us, especially those written by William Billings, and insisted that we get to continue these. I think she grew to love them as much as we did over time. We also indoctrinated her into the choir's crazy parties, silly hats, silly noses, ringing the bell on New Year's Eve, various other shenanigans, and always with plenty of food. When they first arrived, the family consisted of Barbara, Jim, and Will. But soon another child was on his way, which was another reason for a party. Rob joined his family and the rest of the gang at our annual church picnics on Tuckernuck, at Ted's parents' house on Fully Mill Road, and at Jenny and Byron's in Nantucket. He even inherited his brother's sailor suit. After Rob came Katie, but I couldn't find any early pictures of her. So here she is at church with my Emily and singing a duet in the high school chorus with Mom proudly looking on. I love this picture of Barbara. Barbara's first tenure of choir, her first tenure as choir director ended in 1997 when Susie retired as music director. Marcia Hempel, who'd been playing the organ since 1991, took over as music and choir director. After Marcia left in 2012, Diane Lehmann replaced her for 5 years until November 2017. When Diane left to take a position at St. Mary's, Barbara generously offered to return as our music and choir director until September 2019, when Nigel was offered and accepted the job. I was honored to serve with Jerry Mack and Barbara on the music committee during that time. Some of the most memorable events for me during Barbara's tenure were the times the choir sang during the summer noonday concerts, our hearty renditions of the Mariners' Anthem at various festivals, singing spirituals in the choir loft with the wonderful Josephine Hall, singing Tenting Tonight on Memorial Day with Jim and Jack Hendricks, and the time Barbara arranged for us to sing in a special concert of spirituals under the direction of Professor Horace Clarence Boyer, who composed one of our all-time choir favorites, It's My Desire. And of course, the many times I sang under the direction of Barbara in the NCMC Women's Chorus. But then with Barbara, every Sunday, every event was special. Thank you so much, Barbara. And special thanks to my husband, Bob, for taking the pictures and digitizing them.
Oh my goodness, Val, that was exquisite. Thank you so much. Oh, now to find my voice again after such. How beautiful to walk through all of that together. Thank you so much, Val. Please join me now for a moment of reflection and meditation. I took this from John O'Donohue. It's called Blessing for Artists at the start of the day. May morning be astir with the harvest of night, your mind quickening to the eros of a new question, your eyes seduced by some unintended glimpse that cut right through the surface to the source. May this be a morning of innocent beginning, when the gift within you slips clear of the sticky web of the personal with its hurt and its hauntings and fixed fortress corners. A morning when you become a pure vessel for what wants to ascend from silence. May your imagination know the grace of perfect danger to reach beyond imitation and the wheel of repetition, deep into the call of all the unfinished and unsolved, until the veil of the unknown yields and something original begins to stir towards your senses and grow stronger in your heart, in order to come to birth in a clean line of form that claims from time a rhythm not yet heard, that calls space to a different shape. May it be its own force field and dwell uniquely between the heart and the light, to surprise the hungry eye by how deftly it fits about its secret loss. Amen. It is the time in our service now. I'm reminded as you all speak that honoring and celebrating someone else is really part of honoring and celebrating our connectedness to one another, how every story links someone else to someone else, and then wider and wider the net goes. Bless this connectivity. Bless this community. Bless you all. Barbara, it's Nigel. Barbara, I was thinking you were the music director today. You see how easy I fall back. Go ahead, Nigel.
Yeah. Okay, it's time for our middle hymn. This is a lovely tune called Answer Now to Life. And I'll say at this point that all of these hymns are recorded by myself and the choir during the week. If you would like to join the choir, please reach out. You can find an email address at www.unitarianchurch.org/music, as well as some previously recorded hymns. So, Answer Now to Life.
As we rise together.
Thank you so much. What a meditation, what a call to be present. Thank you for that beauty that you share with us this day. Nancy Tobias, you are up, my dear, if you could unmute yourself. It's all yours. She is our, what is it, Nigel? Not 16th quarter note? Quarter note. Here she is.
Eighth note, sorry.
What's an eighth note? This is a tribute to Barbara Elder. Music is the most beautiful way to express ourselves. What is the definition of a Renaissance woman? It is the same as a Renaissance man. She is very clever, a person who is very accomplished at many different things, a person who juggles many roles and does them effortlessly. This is Barbara Elder. I'm going to focus a little more on the NCMC community chorus because I spent a longer time singing with Barbara there than I did at the UU choir. At my first Nantucket Community Chorus rehearsal in the music room of the Nantucket High School on a chilly Monday evening, I saw a woman who I presumed to be Barbara standing near the piano. It was covered with a variety of pieces of music neatly stacked, a sign-in sheet, a cup of pencils. She was smiling warmly, greeting each singer and introducing herself to the people she didn't already know, and asking the new singers a little bit about themselves. I immediately felt at ease, knowing that Barbara was comfortably in charge. I was also not aware that beyond being a choral director, she was an accomplished pianist, organist, singer, musical theater director, teacher, mentor, composer, wife, mother, and future grandmother, and much more. From the moment our rehearsal began, I knew we were in the hands of a seasoned professional. It was evident that she had a plan and would execute it very efficiently and effectively. Beyond the community chorus experience with Barbara, I have had the pleasure of singing with her at the Nantucket Women's Chorus and here at the UU Choir. In each role, she skillfully guided us to be better choral singers than we thought we could be. In each of these roles, Barbara demonstrated her commitment to the best possible performance for us and our audiences. I don't know how many of you have sung in community choruses or choirs, but on Nantucket, they are not auditioned choruses. It is come one, come all. That means the director welcomes a potpourri of talent and experience. Some people come into the first rehearsal stating, I have never sung in a group before. I only sing in the shower, but I have always wanted to be in a chorus. Another may say, I really should be singing at the Met. Or another, I can't read music, and I think I may be tone deaf, but I love to sing. Barbara welcomed all equally with grace and offered help to anyone who needed it. She took this desperate group and molded it into a cohesive whole of which we could all be proud. Barbara also offered us a variety of types of music and venues, from Gabrielle Fauré's Requiem at the First Congregational Church to I Am Malala at the Cisco Brewery, where we could have a beer after we were singing. We even had the experience of singing Euroclydon, the Mariner's Song by William Billings, written in 1781, in the movie Blood Brothers, which many of us know as John and Peter, directed by Jay Craven and filmed in Nantucket. If anyone is interested, it's still available on Jay Craven's website for $20. I will always cherish the memory of Performance Day when you walked to the podium raised your hands, and began our shared emotional journey in the most beautiful way to express ourselves. Thank you for all you have given to our community, Barbara.
So beautifully said and written, Nancy. Thank you so much. It is my job to work to announce our gifts we bring, the call to offering. And as I'm hearing you all, again, it's that web, it's our community. What it took to put our dear Nigel, all the work that and love and honoring his dear mentor, Barbara, gathering all of you gathering to bless Barbara, who has blessed all of us, and how blessings always go two ways, or they really don't work very well. Thank you for blessing our community with your participation, with your love, with your showing up. And another way that communities must be blessed if they are to go on is financially. So this is your opportunity to participate in that kind of blessing too, my dears. Sue, it's up to you, love.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm here to guide you through how to give to us since the basket is virtual thanks to COVID. So here on our website, UnitarianChurchNantucket.org, you will find a contribute button, and you can also just text to this number and you'll be able to give that way. Down here is where we could a person can set up a pledge, and there's also a step-by-step guide to setting up a pledge and a video that also helps you change any recurring gift you might give through our Tithely website, which you access by hitting contribute. When you do that, it takes you to Tithely, where you could choose Sunday offering, pledge for 2021, or a gift, and you can put in the amount, whether or not you'd like it to be recurring. And if you scroll down, you must fill in address, card information, and if you check to cover the fees, that means the church won't pay for the processing fees, you will, but that will all be considered part of your gift to us. And if you want to write a note, you can add that here. I will put in the chat how to send a check if that's how you prefer. And please make sure to note if you use PayPal to write if it's part of your pledge or Sunday offering. I shall turn it over to Nigel now.
Actually, we have Craig Sperry up first for the Blessing the Journey, the quarter note.
My apologies, Craig.
Okay, my turn. Great. So it is my pleasure to give tribute to Barbara Elder. I think I can bet I'm the only person on Zoom here this morning that can claim I had Barbara Elder as a teacher 47 years ago. I was a student at Stonington High School in Connecticut, where I had just moved. My family moved there from New York, and Barbara was the student teacher in the music department. I think I knew it at the time, but there was a musical ensemble that I had the program for, and I was going through some old papers, and I went through the ensemble, and there was Barbara's name as a student teacher. So I was really, I was so surprised and so thrilled to see that, to be able to have that connection. So now fast forward to 1990 when I moved to Nantucket, and one of my goals was, upon moving to Nantucket, was to join in organized singing. I had not done any since like 5th grade glee club. So I was so lucky because I joined the community chorus and the UU choir, and Barbara was directing both. And I think Nancy Tobias mentioned before, I wasn't sure whether I was a tenor or a bass, and Barbara said, well, just sit in between the tenors and basses and see where you're most comfortable. So turns out I was a bass. And after learning how to sing, it led to many other things. Barbara directed the musical Pirates of Penzance, which I participated in along with others. And that was a great experience, something I never thought I'd do. And I did it, and it was wonderful. It was just great. That also led to singing in barbershop groups. I was one of the Victorian Christmas carolers that would walk around downtown during the holidays. So I really tribute Barbara for kickstarting my musical career. I also want to mention that Barbara was on the search committee that brought Reverend Linda to us about 8 years ago now, Linda. Barbara was an integral part of that committee. Of course, we suffered many snowstorms, canceled appointments. It was kind of a mess, but in the end, it all worked out, and the result was having Linda Simmons join us as minister. So that was a terrific effort, and I thank Barbara and the rest of the members. In fact, if I could take just a second just to give a shout out to the members of the search committee, myself, Barbara, Sissy Gerard, Peter Richards, Abby Slosik, Casey Bocas, Yves Chevalier, and Nancy Rappaport. So great committee, great result. And again, thank you, Barbara, for encouraging me to pursue singing. And I really appreciate everything that you've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. I remember, Barbara, I said to the search committee, thank you for having faith in me. And Barbara said, we do. I'll never forget that moment of feeling that I was part of you. Thank you so much for your welcome. It lives with me still.
And that brings us to our offertory. It's my pleasure to introduce the Unitarian Church virtual choir, plus a few special guests. And once again, I'll say, because you can never plug it enough, if you'd like to join the virtual choir, please reach out, unitarianchurchnantucket.org/music. And this is a short but sweet number written by Barbara with lyrics by Eleanor Finney.
I've swept and dusted and washed and polished. I've swept and dusted and washed and polished till the whole waiting house glints and shines its welcome. My heart too is swept and polished, every corner empty, and all its doors thrown.
And now it's my turn. So I have a couple of words prepared. Welcome, Barbara. We have swept and dusted and washed and polished. And now this poem gets to be about you for a brief little moment. All these people showed up to sing because everyone here has a memory that you gave them through your work here at the church, or in one or two of your other capacities. Everyone here is a little bit better because you touched their lives briefly. I know you're no stranger to practice. So even though you didn't get to hear all of the work that went into this particular recording, every single singer put in time and effort and love into their small piece of this whole. But the funny thing is, you had more than half a hand in teaching us how to do that work. So, thank you for being here today and letting us lift you up in return for having lifted up so many of us for so many years. And because I prefer putting tones together than words, I've asked the choir members and members of the community for some small remembrances, which I will share now. I have changed some pronouns so that it doesn't sound like I'm telling stories about myself, but these words are all from the following people. From Diane Lehmann, who is now the music director at the Catholic Church, St. Mary's on Nantucket, and was the music director here for many years, and is a well-loved piano teacher. She writes, in 1983, Barbara asked Diane if she would like to join the NCMC as a piano teacher. With Barbara's help, guidance, support, and encouragement, Diane was on her way to filling the next 38 years with musical memories and a wonderful avocation that she may not have had the chance to pursue had it not been for Barbara's friendship and constant inspiration. They have seen each other's children born and grown, watched each other's careers change and advance, shared piano duets, and collaborated on just about every kind of musical performance there is on this island. Barbara has always been there as a beacon to shine a hopeful light on what a woman can accomplish. Her support, mentorship, positive attitude, and encouragement have been a guide through so many things in Nantucket life. Diane says, I can't view my life on the rock without seeing Barbara there. She's not just a model, but an inspiration to so many fledgling musicians who have progressed and grown on this island and continue to share their musical gifts beyond our shores. The island is so fortunate to have such a friend of the arts, a constant in the musical sphere, and such a light to guide us all forward. When you consider the musical community on Nantucket, there's no one who has touched as many in such a positive and magnetic way as Barbara. Diane says she thinks of Barbara as a sister, but to all of us, she is a mentor and a leader, a friend and fellow musician who always gives generously of the gifts she has, willing us all to share whatever talent we have to give back. From Deborah Beale, musician, teacher, and former director of NCMC, and I may be forgetting a couple of her credits. Deborah and Barbara go back to 1983 when Deborah moved full-time to Nantucket and started teaching at NCMC. They became good friends, sharing their love of music and teaching. A few fond performance memories Deborah shares of Barbara were playing the four-hand piano accompaniment to Manati's Amal and the Night Visitors for Theater Workshop, and playing the character Kate in the musical Oklahoma, for which Barbara musically directed and played two of the four hands. Deborah says that those rehearsals made the winter days go very fast. Deborah also shares taking the students off island was always an adventure. And I'll admit I was one of those students. One time they had gone to adjudicate the students for some festival, and they had to spend the night. When they arrived back on Nantucket the next morning to go teach, they both realized that they had both lost their car keys and had to take a taxi to get to class in time. From Bob Lehmann, who is a singer and entertainer extraordinaire and tradesman on Nantucket, and was in the choir this morning, even though we didn't get to see him. He was one of the brave tenors who hit that high G at the end. Bob met Barbara while singing with the Unitarian choir when he first moved to the island in 1984. He has performed all sorts of music with and for her. Sacred, spiritual, secular, Broadway, doo-wop, barbershop, and even opera. But his most enduring memory concerns one particular Thanksgiving during his early years here. He writes, he was sick and miserable and all alone for the holiday. Barbara and Jim invited him to their house for Thanksgiving dinner. He went and basked in their warm kindness long enough to dine and then hurry back to his sickbed with a glow of friendship. For many years after, he would send flowers to them for their Thanksgiving table, a tradition which he says he has sadly forsaken in more recent years, but that kindness has stayed with him and made him a more thoughtful and generous person. Thank you, Barbara, for all you've done for the island. From Mark White, drama teacher at Nantucket Public Schools. For many people, especially former students, Life on Nantucket has been enriched because of Barbara Elder. Her love of music and performance continues to inspire. Barbara's calmness and support gave the students the confidence to excel, and many have gone on in music-related fields. Barbara made drama and music popular across diverse groups. She trusted them, and they trusted her in return. What Barbara expected from her students was demanding. She was not going to let them go on stage if they were not ready, but they made sure that they were. Barbara instilled a love of music that will last the rest of their lives. Mark says he was one of the lucky teachers who got to work closely with and learn from Barbara. So, all of that said, I know it takes a bit of courage to stand up and be recognized, and might be a little bit embarrassing too. But, and at this point in my little script here, I have made myself a note to improvise, because as a jazz musician, I wouldn't be doing myself a service if I didn't try. I'm going to see if I can pull some words together to convey an idea that I had this morning. And this is maybe true, I don't know, but I think as we go along in life and we're just sort of doing our work day to day, we don't really get a sense of how far the ripples go with our actions, you know. They hit the shore, which is really far away, and then they come back. Maybe they have enough energy to come back to us, but and we probably get a few thank yous along the way. You know, some people say, hey, you know, nice job, give yourself a pat on the back, but it's rare that we get the opportunity to really, you know, have people hold up a mirror for us and say, hey, you know, look, this is what you did. Nice job. Well done. So my hope is, and now I'm not improvising anymore, my hope is that here today, this morning, you walk away with a small sense of the memories, skills, courage, encouragement, and opportunities that you've given to so many of us here on Nantucket. And I know that I and all of us wish you well for years to come, and we hope that this has reflected back to you some of the love and kindness that you've shown us for almost 40 years. So, thank you, Barbara. And now it's time for our final hymn. This is a really lovely tune called Strong Tides. And as the technology affords me, I've had a little bit of fun adding some rhythmic interest to this one. I get to bring all of my instruments, basses, drums, keyboards, and for those of you with musical knowledge, there is a rhythmic modulation in the chorus, and for those of you without musical knowledge, it's fun. Here we go. Strong Tides.
Each day dawns to those who awake, ready for love and learning. They
Amen to that music and to those words. Now, I will read some words from Barbara, who is our whole note. Barbara Elder's blessing. These are Barbara's words. The I is Barbara's I. In small towns and big cities across our country, churches and congregations work to create a sense of community and spiritual foundation that can provide unity and a sense of striving for the better good. How fortunate I was to grow up next door to my church, which provided a musical foundation for me as well. I rooted musically at an early age in hymns and anthems. The music director of the church was also my piano teacher, a patient and kind teacher, as well as a passionate musician. As a young child, I learned that practicing made it possible to play the music I so loved. 3 older sisters taking lessons and a father who casually played cello and piano created a supportive environment and some tolerance for the learning of pieces. My mother endured listening to many wrong notes while she ironed, and I practiced in the same room, but she was unfailingly kind and encouraging. It was through music making that I learned to be with others in a completely new experience. It was even possible to create a sense of togetherness in a variety of meaningful ways. Playing together on instruments, singing together in the choir, solo work and performance, composing and conducting are just a few ways. The sense of togetherness multiplied for me through my experiences in the church, school, studies, and work. Let's just sing or let's just play together became a mantra, and so I have done just that. Small annoyances and disagreements can fall away in moments of rehearsal, performance, and even listening. We become part of something larger than ourselves, and we feel the magical, positive energy and spirit of community. How fortunate to be on this journey with so many others who also feel the connectedness that comes with music making. Thank you to Rev Ted, Rev Jennifer, and Rev Linda for support for the UU music program. Thank you to music directors Susie, Marshall, Diane, and Nigel, who have been part of my timeline at the UU Church. A most special thank you to all UU singers present and past who have made it all possible. You are in my heart. I would like to add to Barbara's blessing my own, that Barbara, you taught me so much about music and about words. I remember you saying, love every word. I think of that still so often when I get tongue-tied and I think, love every word. And of course, love requires that we slow down, that we take pace, that we take heart, that we take courage. Thank you for helping me in the search committee and as a congregant and as a music director into what it means to be a good minister. You taught me so much through your patience and your kindness and your professionalism and your eye towards beauty. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sorry, we will extinguish the chalice now. The words, if you don't have them, are carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again. Please unmute yourselves, and Gary will lead us.
Carry the flame.
Peace and
love.
love
we
until we meet again.
And our postlude this morning is a lovely little choral piece called Maybe. And this is, again, music by Barbara Elder, words loosely based on E.E. Cummings.
Thank you. Thank you, Nigel. Thank you, choir. Thank you for everyone who showed up today with your big hearts and open minds. Bless you all as we go forward and share this love with everyone around us, including the people who we think don't deserve it. May your heart stay open. Please stay with us. We are in breakout rooms now. Sue puts us all in breakout rooms, and it's
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises. Early in the morning, put him in the longboat until he's sober. Put him in the longboat until he's sober. Put him in the longboat until he's sober. Early in the morning, way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Early in the morning. Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him. Put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him. Put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him. Early in the morning. What shall we do with the hose pipe on him? Put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him. Put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe on him. Early in the morning. Way hey up, she rises. Way hey up. She rises way hey and up, she rises early in the morning. Way hey and up, she rises way hey and up, she rises way hey and up, she rises early in the morning. Early in the morning, early in the morning. What shall we do with the drunk and sailor? What shall we do with a drunk and sailor? What shall we do with a drunk and sailor? Early in the morning.
I love you, man.
Keep him by the leg with the run and rolling. Keep him by the leg with the run and rolling. Keep him by the leg with the run and rolling. Early in the morning. Keep him by the leg with the run and rolling. Keep him by the leg with the run and rolling. Keep him by the leg with the run and rolling. Early in the morning. Way hey and up she rises, way rises, and up she rises, way rises, and up she rises early in the morning. morning. Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises early in the morning. Way hey and up. Way hey and up. Way hey and up she rises early in the morning. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? 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 What shall we do and up she rises early in the morning. Way hey and drunken sailor. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do and up she rises early in the morning. Early in the morning. What shall we do with the drunken sailor in the morning?